Hello YouTubers and welcome to another review. Today I've got the Topping LA90D. So, bit of background. I've been trying to get an amp for my desktop setup here. So listen to near field. And I started with the Audiolab 6000A. I tried the Fuzzy ZA3s, I think. I tried the Fuzzy Mono audios. And I kept staying with the Audiolab 6000A. Then from the 6000A I went to the 8300A, and that was a really massive jump in sound quality. So that was where I was, and then I went a little bit crazy and I got the 8300 XP, the Audiolab 8300 XP, which is like a massive pure amp kind of situation, which for a desktop solution is not really what the first thing you think about. However, the sound that it delivers to my speakers in near field is just like so out of this world that I want to keep it. However, the little angel here saying, you know, that's too big for you, it's really big, why don't you try something more suitable for a desktop? And that's how I ended up with the LA90D. So this is a topping amplifier. I've tried some topping stuff before, like the L30 and the what was it? The L30 and the D30 or the DAC. That was really my first kind of like hi-fi kind of headphone amps and stuff. So I know topping from that, and what I remembered at the time is that the sound was really clear but lacked musical engagement. But upon checking the reviews on this, topping sound seems to be warming up a little bit, and that's a good thing in my book, because this is apparently like measures better than anything else, like practically distortion free. The dynamic range is really high, so that's good stats. But my impression is that sometimes going for numbers doesn't necessarily mean that it's gonna sound the best, right? So it might sound clean, it might sound all that, but it might not sound the best or the most enjoyable. So music is really an enjoyment task, or it's not something you do for any other reason, right? So I got this, and this is a lot smaller than the I got it here. Look at this. This is the Audiolab 8300 XP that I have on my desk. So part of me wanted this to be sounding as good. So the first thing I noticed when I plugged this in was just how detailed the sound is. This is really detailed sound, you know, like the bass, you can hear like textures in the bass. It's not the most bass punchy thing in the world, but you get a lot of texture, you get a lot of sounds, you get a lot of resolution, you know, like this is Resolution King. You can hear lots of detail with the music coming from this, and it's not boring either, you know, like it's not like I felt with the Fuzzy Mono V3s. They're really nice detail and stuff, but it was kind of boring and dry and not so refined. This is really good sound coming out of here. However, when I compare it to the Audiolab 8300 XP or the 8300A that I was trying, what I was getting in terms of detail and resolution, I wasn't getting necessarily in terms of enjoying music, right? So there was a smoothness missing. And also, maybe I'm spoiled with the Audiolab soundstage, but the soundstage on here compared to the Audiolabs didn't sound like the most open soundstage. And that makes a big difference to sort of like how you enjoy music. So if the soundstage is open and wide, and then instruments can can appear more effortlessly across the field. It's not to say that this is not happening with this, and I think if you had the LA90D on its own, without comparing it to a full-size amplifier, you'd probably be very, very happy with it. I think this is a fantastic device. But unfortunately, in terms, when I asked the question, am I enjoying music through this more than I am enjoying music through the Audiolab 8300A or the XP? And the answer is no. I'm enjoying music through the Audiolabs more than I am through this. And that's a shame, because the form factor on here is, really what I need. So I'll have to make do with a less advantageous form factor, but I'm in this for the sound. I'm in this for enjoying the music. When I close my eyes, I don't care about whether the amplifier is taking like half the table or not. So going through, so the front here, this is a good construction, right? So this is basically a radiator. It never gets too hot, and it didn't in my experience. It's really nice and well built, I have to say. It's not the heaviest thing, but the power supply is separate, right? So the power supply is not built in here. That's how they make it so small. And at the back here, you've got quite a peculiar layout, because you only got XLR inputs. And that's okay, like a lot of the topping zone stuff that they imagine you would use this with, it's got XLR outputs. That's something to bear in mind. You got 3 of them as well, so you can have 3 different items coming into this. And then you got the outputs for your speakers, and that's it. And they all feels like, quite good quality. This is the power supply cable here, so you turn it and you screw it on there. I don't know if you can see it here. Yeah, you screw it there, so I think that's quite cool. Then here you got a gain mode, and with my setup I was using high gain, because it's not the most powerful thing in the world. Then you got like a mono mode, because you can use this in the mono mode. Then you got like a USB for updates, I'm guessing. Is it a forward? I don't know exactly what it is. It's just an amp. Why does it have a USB? Maybe one of you guys can tell me that. Then you got the volume bypass. So if you want to use something else to control the volume, I suppose. Yeah, so all in all, it's pretty simple. I don't know what that USB there, FW, says FW there, doesn't matter. So, all in all, I really wanted, the knob is okay. It's not the prettiest thing in the world. I think it looks a little bit funny, actually, especially from the front. I mean, the mono versions of this, the B200, look a lot neater because they don't have the knob, so it's just like a nice kind of like flat plate at the front here. But it feels, in terms of construction, I think there's nothing wrong with this. It feels pretty good. So you got the power button here, and then you got 3 lights that indicate which input it is. So yeah, so this is a top-in LA90D. Really competent amplifier. I don't think I can recommend this for sure. It sounds dynamic, it sounds punchy, it sounds extremely detailed, it sounds neutral as well, but it also, to me, and I'm just comparing it to the Audiolabs, so maybe I'm spoiled like that, the sound sounds a little bit dry to me, right? So there's a bit of the musical element is missing a little bit. So whereas with the Audiolabs I'm feeling involved with the music, with this is more like I'm just critically listening to the music. And that's not to say that the Audiolabs lack the detail, it's just that they don't make it the first priority. If you look for it, the detail's there, but the main aspect when you're listening to music through the Audiolab 8300A or XP, what you get is a sense of musicality and presence with the music that I'm not getting from this as much. Not to say that it's not there. I'm not saying this is boring or analytical or not, but compared to the Audio Labs, it's just not quite at the same level. Which is a shame, because the form factor is definitely advantageous for a desk setup. And I think, you know, if you don't have the Audio Labs or any full-size amp to compare this with, you'll be very happy. This is far better than the Fosi Audio Monos or the ZA3 or any of that. This is a proper amp. Really happy with this. Amazing. But it's just not at the level of the Audio Lab in terms of, you know, making me fall in love with the music, and that's important to me. So that's my 2 cents for the topping LA90D. Thank you very much for watching, and take care.